Hello friends, you're the Lonesome Gamer, and this time I want to explain a little bit about a new project of mine before I start my next playthrough. First of all, you know that I usually do a playthrough of a game about, well, every 2 weeks or so. I'm going to do a playthrough which has usually between, well, maybe 3 to 8, sometimes a little more parts, and then I'm going to load this stuff up, and after 2 more weeks I'm going to do another one. And mostly I do Ameritrash games, maybe sometimes a few war games. And I will go on like that. That is something I will absolutely continue doing. I love this. It's just absolutely great, and I will continue doing this. But recently I came to a point where I realized that my collection, well, I don't know, I had the feeling that in a way, it feels a little complete. You know, I mean, there are so many new games coming out, but do I really need another zombie game? Do I really need, I don't know, another dungeon crawl and all that stuff, you know? If you look on Kickstarter, basically most things you see is lots of chrome, tons of stretch goals, miniatures, and even more miniatures. And hey, that might be good. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But if you have, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 games which kind of go that way or take that approach, I think then you don't need another one. It's as simple as that. So as I said, in a way, I had a little bit of feeling that, well, maybe, you know, it feels kind of complete. I want to buy some new expansions if they come out, but I said, okay, just maybe I would only buy a new gaming system if it is really something new and really something interesting that I don't have until now. Fine. And I was happy with that. That was cool. I mean, I could do videos about all these expansions and about the games that I have here for years without buying anything new. So I thought, well, that's cool. That's all fine. But then I actually stumbled across a new type of game which I until now didn't really play a lot. And that were these big scale, these grand scale historical strategy games. And I realized that this is actually a kind of game that I really enjoy. And it's until now I didn't play that too often. So I thought, hey, that might be maybe a way where I could go. That might be a road that I want to go down, where I want to go with my collection in the future. Because there are still lots of things to discover. At least that's what I feel. And I'm not talking so much about these monster war games but more about games where you have also an economical background, a technological background, political, diplomatic, maybe even cultural background, you know, these kind of things. I'm talking about games with a really huge scale, a really huge time scale, and maybe also a huge geographic scale. This is basically what I'm interested in. That's what I want to do with this new project. I want to explore, together with you actually, these types of games. So my idea is now, parallel to my standard, well, 2 weekly playthroughs of my Ameritrash games and a few war games, I want to try these historic games, maybe even on a daily basis. If I want to take a break, I'll take a break. Whatever I want. It will take as long as it will take. Some games are huge. Games like Europa Universalis, for example. To play this game might take, I don't know, 3 months, maybe even longer. But hey, who cares? Still quite young, and we have a lot of time, so let's do it. And if I need a break, I got some tables here. It will lay on the table for a few days, maybe for a week or 2 weeks, and then I'm going to start again and continue playing. And I'm going to play my own stuff on the other tables. I'm going to do a playthrough of my own, of the other stuff on the other tables, and then come back to these type of games. So the basic idea is now, I want to do these games in a chronological order. And I'm not only talking about the games you see here. I want to do the classic games of these types, the highlights, you know. I mean, I got now these games. I own these games, so I'm going to play them. But there are also many games that I don't own, like an example, Empires of the Middle Ages. Or, well, maybe simply Civilization, or maybe a game like Empires in Arms. I know it's a pretty crazy thing, but why not? I mean, why shouldn't I try Empires in Arms? You know, all these kind of things. And to be honest, I don't even know too many games like this. So if you have any suggestions, feel free to tell me. I'm really eager to do that. Games like, I don't know, Republic of Rome, for example. All things like that. Games that cover a huge time span or a big geographic area. You know, I think you basically know what I mean. And you can see I got here High Frontier because this might be actually the game where I will end up after all the history. You know, the near future, it feels very realistic, this game. So maybe this is then the last game of this whole series. But I'm pretty sure it will take years to do all that. And yeah, so that's the basic idea. Okay, so I want to start actually with games that kind of span human history as a whole. So the first one I want to do is actually 7 Ages. This is a fantastic game. I just did a session report on my homepage lately, and I was blown away. It was so much fun. It was so fascinating. I couldn't play it to the end, just simply didn't have enough time, so I ended up somewhere in the Middle Ages, at the beginning of the Middle Ages basically. But yeah, I want to tackle that again, and really want to try to bring it to an end this time. Another one then would be Origins, How We Became Human by Phil Eklund. Also another game about the whole history of humans. And well, after these, well, games that span all the history, I want to start at the very beginning with a game like American Megafauna. And it's a huge time scale, definitely. It's millions of years, I think even 100 millions of years, and it plays on a whole continent, so that's it won't take so long to play, but you know, the scale of the game will be big. And then we might go on in the, I don't know, in the dawn of civilization, maybe with a game like Civilization, which I don't own yet, but maybe then, or other games about the antiquity, like I don't know, Republic of Rome or things like that. Just let me know if you got some ideas. Again, the important thing for me is here, I don't want to play so much games that focus too much on warfare. I mean, of course, most of these historic games will kind of focus on warfare, maybe, but if I find a game which, well, let's say, covers maybe 40% or 50% other things like warfare, maybe political, cultural, economical, all these kind of things, you know, that would be the interesting point for me. So if you got any ideas, let me know. And then let's explore history, and let's maybe also explore gaming history in a way. We're gonna see some old classics, I guess, and also some new stuff. So yeah, I hope it's going to be an interesting experience for all of us. I'm sure if I really do that, I can learn a lot, not only about history, but also about gaming history. I might explore a lot of cool new games that way. And yeah, well, that's basically all I have to say right now. And in my next video, I guess tomorrow morning, I might actually start with 7 Ages. Okay, I hope it wasn't too boring for you, and let me know what you think about it. Hope to see you in the next video or on my homepage, lonesomegamer.com. Bye.